Yo, Caesar here, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is round 12 at Silverstone, where the real life racing is happening. And here we are without the two of our championship rivals. Ashraf was unable to join, unfortunately, where he could have sealed the title tonight. He would have. He is rather 12 points in front of his championship rival Ethan, who was not available to race just like last week. So he had that opportunity to seal the title, but it's not meant to be. But what this has done is it has sealed the constructor titles in the favor of the Mercedes, who are 33 points in the front, and with one race to go, and the way how the driver lineup is, it's impossible for the Haas team to overtake Mercedes. So congratulations to Azul, who is the lone driver in the Merc. Of course, his teammate who contributed to those points were Racing Group, and who else was his teammate? Well, whoever it was, Mercedes has sealed the title, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, this is the first time Mercedes is winning the constructor titles in Division 1. So congratulations to Azul and all the drivers who raced in Season 7. But then again, constructor is over, but the driver title is not, as Abhi has set a provisional full lap time of 1:33, which isn't the best. F1 22 is right around the corner, as Abdul Samad has retired. We need to be on that game soon. I agree, of course, yeah. We need to get on that game as soon as possible and get used to it. Right, who else is on their hot lap? Let's just keep an eye out on the drivers. Sumi, our Season 5 champion, is back on the game. Good to see him driving his old Williams cars, in which he won his only title in IRL so far. This game, we have had 3 seasons, and we haven't had a multiple champion so far. So this is how competitive these past 3 seasons have been in this game. Good to see Sumi back in action. Let's see if he has lost any of the pace as he managed to catch that sliding back end. While he is on his hot lap, let's see easy level bot. I think Sumi will be the first one to cross the finish line. Let's hope he comes back. It would be great actually to see all the previous title champions race together as he invalidates his lap on the exit. He makes his way back to the pits. Who else is there? An Alpine who's coming in. Who could that be? As Jishnu is purple in Sector 1. Who was that? Was that Abhi again? Yeah, I think that was Abhi. There's a Ferrari of Sid Venkatesh, who just started his lap. There's a McLaren of easy level bot, and he goes P2 with a 127.9, so 5 tenths away. Yes, Azul. I feel like commentating. I think racing. I've retired from racing from this game. I don't like this game much. So, yeah. I hope that answers your question. I'm being very transparent. And yes, Azul, congratulations on winning the constructors. The first time the Mercedes has ever won in Division 1. They haven't been even runner-up so far, so that says something. Right, moving on. Who's Shadow Sword, our lobby host for the first time in Division 1, takes the penultimate corner, goes flat out. Will he be on pole? He goes P2 with a 127.6, 2.5 tenths off from our pole sitter Yash Gosalia. Yeah, there's a lot of chat box coming up onto my screen. Obviously, you cannot see that in the stream, but yeah, it is happening as Ferrari doing some teamwork. Tanish giving some lovely slipstream to his teammate who has invalidated his lap, but all of that was for nothing as he makes his way back into the pits. So that didn't help much. Who else? Abdul Samad has retired. I think everyone will be making their way back to the pits. Is Epic Douglas pushing? Let's just... no, I don't think he's pushing. Who else? Basil, I don't think he's 5 seconds up. Okay, no, I don't think he's pushing. Anything else? Have they though? I mean, Ferrari has won 3 times out of the previous 6 seasons, so, and 1 time runner-up. So it's been a pretty solid performance from Ferrari, even though real life didn't translate that. So yes, Azun Driver Championship is not yet done. We needed to have Khushrov in the lobby and score, or finish rather, in the top 5 to seal it, but he's not here. So maybe if Ethan is back in the next race, we could have that title fight. But so far it looks like it's very much in Khushrov's favor. But let's see. I mean, next week Ethan can show up for sure. What else is going on? I mean, Gotifi in Q3. I mean, that was unexpected. Obviously, I missed the live qualifying, but I did see the highlights, so that was something interesting to see. Gotifi showing his form. Well, if he's not coming back, then I think it's unofficially safe to assume that Khushrov has actually sealed this, but let's hope. I mean, things can change, so let's just wait and get on with the new game as soon as possible. I'm sure most of us have been on it rather than in the 2021 game, and yeah, that's where we want to be honest. Okay, Chips, let's see if he's doing his lap. Yeah, he is pushing, so that's his push lap. Quick Killer is pushing. Will he improve on his sector 2 time? Oh, this is first lap. Oh, my bad. Mayank is at the old turn 1. I think Quick Killer will be the first one to cross the line. Let's see if he manages to topple Yash Gosalia, who was in Division 2 in the previous season. So he's doing pretty well for himself, sitting there on the provisional pole by 2.5 tenths. So that's pretty good to see. But can Quick Killer deny him that pole? He does, with a 127.48 thousand quicker than our Division 2 runner-up from the previous season, as Yash Gosalia is on his second hot lap. Chips Chima manages to get into the top 7 with a 127.9. Where is Mayank in all of this? Mayank just coming to the final chicane of the lap. Let's see if he can improve. 127. I don't think he'll be on the pole. He should be somewhere P10, P9. So yeah, not the best of the lap from our season 2 champion. Let's go back to Chips Chima. I think he is he pushing? I think so, he's pushing, but Yash Gosalia will cross the finish line before him. Coming through the Maggots and the Beckett. Let's see what his time will be, how much he should be. If he's anywhere... Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is definitely a pole lap time unless he invalidates in the final few corners, which shouldn't happen realistically, as he takes that very safely, I should say. Didn't utilize the full track on the exit to the left, but final corner coming up flat out here, short shifting up to 4th and across the line. Not Sumi, 126.9 and 127.1. So our season 5 champions, Williams 1-2. Where have we seen this before? Not until season 4, I believe, where Williams kind of ran away with the constructors. As far as I can remember, season 4 had a very solid lineup. That was a good season. Yes, Arjun, if Chips Chima manages to win, the gap will be that much. Chips obviously is not mathematically out of it. It was just that Khushrov needed to race tonight and just be in the top 5, which he was unable to. So unlucky for him, as Yash Gosalia says hello to the crowd in the AlphaTauri. Let's see who else is... Oh, sorry, that was Quick Killer, my bad. Yash is in the Williams. Our lobby host, our old provisional pole sitter, is up by almost 800 of a second. I mean, it should be an interesting race tonight. Not a lot of consistent race winner. Has Shadow won a race in Idol? That's what I want. As far as I can remember, he hasn't. So if he manages to, oh yeah, he's won. He's won none. Yeah. So him and Quick Killer, who haven't managed to win in division, I mean, at all, let alone division, any division. Quick Killer. Oh, how did that not invalidate? Okay, scored in 4K, 60 frames per second. Shadow Sword, doing some grasses a favor, and yeah, invalidates. So I think that's all good. Epic Brother goes P2, or is he starting his lap? I think he went P2 just now. Not Sumi back after a long time, shows that he's very much in the game. So yes, I was speaking about Shadow and Quick Killer. Haven't managed to win a race yet. Sid Venkatesh up 110. Let's just see what time he does before I continue with my conversation. Oh, he's down by 2 tenths. Okay, so no improvement there. P6. So Quick Killer had a very interesting outing last time in Ireland, in France. A lot happened, but Quick Killer could have had a podium at least in Division 1. Does Quick Killer have a podium? He has 2 podiums, so he has that to his name. But yes, possible win, not to be. VFix, yes, we'll look into it. We'll just check. Why don't you just join me in the com box, VFix? I mean, it's okay, you don't have the game anymore, but you can obviously follow the stream or just have a casual conversation even without watching the stream. That should be good. I mean, I would really like to know your insight. I believe you, after your controller failure, you were very much in the lobby, so you must have seen that in full swing, whatever transpired in the final 2 laps. After the safety car period, not a happy sight, obviously, but it is what it is. Coming back to the present, easy level, I think he'll be starting his lap right now. Not many out on the track, as I think that's the call he done for Sid Venkatesh. So he'll be starting no higher than P6, as McLaren of easy level bot starts his, I believe this should be his final run. Let's stay on board with him and see what lines he actually takes. So Division 2 driver deserving in Division 1 this week. I have no idea, Azun, why he's not racing. I think someone told me, if I can remember correctly, that he's traveling somewhere and he doesn't have access to the game, so that's why he's MIA. Let's get everything off the screen except the map and the timer sheet. Timer rather, not sheet, timer. So Daisy Trip, there you go. Thank you, VFix, for the confirmation. Coming across the old main straight and approaching with a slight lift at the turn where Lewis made Max say hi to the fan in the last year's British Grand Prix. Approaching Maggots and Beckett's, flat out, definitely, yes, dropping a gear down, dropping another gear down. That was done very neatly indeed, and he's not even a tenth up, so this doesn't look too promising, but maybe he can gain a lot of time in the final few corners of this lap. Utilizes the track beautifully on the exit. Final heavy braking zone, rather final braking zone, if I can say that. Not short shifting on the exit, so very interesting there, and he goes P5 with a 127.6. Drop Shadow, why am I calling him Shadow Short? Shadow Sword to P6. Anyone else who can finish? Yash is definitely pushing. He's not a lot up on his lap. Anyone else besides Yash who can finish? Let me just quickly run through everyone. Yeah, I think Yash will be the first one to cross the finish line. Is he up on his delta? He is almost 1.5 tenths up, so this should put him P2 at least. Epic Brother is coming out of his pit stop. I don't know why, but that lap invalidated. I just noticed, so that's done and dusted. Quick Killer goes purple in the first, like 2.5 tenths up, so that will definitely put him on the front row of the grid if he manages to keep it Nice and simple. Checkered flag is out. Yash is done. Sid Venkatesh is done. Mayank and Abhi are done. Yash, Shadow Sword approaching the final corner. Can he put his Alpine in the front row? No, he doesn't. P4. That's the best he can do. And Quick Killer. Can he put his Alpha Tauri on pole? He is almost 5 tenths slower than pole, 2.5 tenths. So looks good gifted. Very good slipstream, kind of, from the McLaren, doing him some favors. Not Sumi has retired from the session in the pits. Can he hold it together? Quick Killer looking for his debut pole in Division 1. Really needs to hook this up. I think he turned it a bit earlier than he would have liked, but nevertheless, where does he put his car? Into the pole. Exactly the same time as not Sumi, but for some reason that has put Quick Killer on the pole. Is that first pole for Quick Killer? I don't even know. But that was very, very well done. Basil, the only car left. No, there is Jishnu and Ace. Can he spoil the party? No, he cannot. Anyone else? Can he do something about it? No, Jishnu cannot. Ace is back in the pit. So there we have it. Oh no, we have Epic Brothers, but he's not improving on his lap. So I think this is quali done. Very much. So Quick Killer, out of nowhere. Yeah, that's a debut pole. Debut pole coming in Division 1 after what happened in France. That's wonderful. Doing exactly the same time. I'm interested to see the sector times here between these two. Let's have a look. 27.429. And Sumi. Okay, that just went away. Possibly V6, but that was well done, and look at that face. Anyways, let's just quickly run down. Quick Killer on his debut pole, exactly the same time, or marginally slower, is not Epic Brothers, not even a tenth behind in P3, so that's how close this is. Yash Gosalia P4, Shadow in P5, easy level Tanishq, Basil, Tanishq on the mediums, by the way. Basil, Sid Venkatesh, Jishnu, Chip Streamer, Mayank, Ace, Abhi, Abdul Samad, and Shark Cost 2. I must have butchered that name, but yes, these are the top 16. Let's just quickly, for the stream's sake, which I will have a look at it later, save this. 35, 8, 875, 23, 6, 2, 4, 7, 8. Okay, I couldn't see properly, but Sumi was 1/10 faster in the final sector than Quick Killer, so he must have gained in the first two sectors clearly. But what a quality this has been! What a lap from Quick Killer. The only two guys in the 26th, and both of them doing exactly the same time. Don't think we've ever had that in IRL so far, but that's just wonderful. Quick Killer, where is he in the points table? He's P14 in the standing, 26 points. So he really needs a very solid result tonight to put himself. Well, he won't improve much, but oh, it's Swain. Why did Tanishq do a lap on the mediums then? That's confusing. Okay, I'm pretty sure the drivers must have seen that, and Tanishq just missed the memo. Well, what it is. Quick Killer and Sumi on the front row in the wet. So this should help Quick Killer quite a bit. Overtaking is not easy in the wets, but so is keeping the car on the track. And it should be interesting. I hope this is a dry to wet race, because that will include a lot of mixed strategies into the game. And we would really love to see that. Is it Inters? Definitely Inters. Okay, let's just. Okay, this is very confusing. Why did TBK qualified on the mediums? He could have easily done it on the soft. Maybe he did a lap on soft and he just kept invalidating. We didn't have much of a look at him. So everyone is on the Inters, and what else do I need? I don't need to keep this on. Gap, yes, interval, and yep, interesting race ahead. I mean, I really enjoy watching wet race. Throws in a lot of strategy, and let's just quickly predict the top 3. Sumi is back, so I will put him as the race winner for sure. And until he, of course, retires. I really want Quick Killer to be on the podium. I mean, I would like if he can win the race, but realistically, I think with Sumi in P2, and if he manages to get a better launch off the line, I think it will be difficult for other drivers to keep him behind. Anyway, so Sumer, let's see, top 3. I think Chips Chima will end up on the podium. I don't know P2 or P3, but I predict him to be on the podium. And yeah, third driver is a tricky choice because Epic Brothers, while he has very good pace, his race results hasn't been very good. And so does Tanishq. So I would say one of those two should be on the podium. So yeah, I think not Sumi, Epic Brothers, and Chips or Tanishq. Yeah, I took 4 names. I don't know why. Just ignore. Tanishq is disqualified, and so is Mayank. So how did they disqualify themselves? One is P7 and one is P12, but I don't know. So while AI has taken over and everyone is forming the back of the grid, so where should I be? Who should I be on board with? I really need a very good. I think let's stay on board with Epic just because we can have the best possible view of the front, the top 2 in the wets. Let's stay at the back. I think everyone has lined up. Yep, now they have. Let's just stay on board with Epic Brother as the timing sheet is getting messed up. Don't glitch. Let's hope. Oh, it's taking a long time to get this lobby loaded as we have lap 2 on the board without even race starting. Definitely looks like a glitch. Well done to the game. Oh, lights are finally off. Epic Brothers, we'll stay on board with him, and lights are off. And Quick Killer. Oh, Epic didn't get the best of the launch, and he's going to lose the back end, and he's losing a lot of positions along with that. Let's just go on the board with Yash Gosalia. What's the situation in the front? Quick Killer managed to hold on to his lead. There's yellow at the back. Ace has DNF'd. Something must have happened, and he's DNF'd at the start finish straight for some reason, as we have a versus safety car already. So for Quick Killer's sake, he did manage to get a pretty decent launch off the line to keep the lead going into turn 1. Further at the back, there are a few position changes. You can see 3 positions gained by Chips Chima already, 6 lost by Epic Brothers, make that 7 as he's been overtaken under safety yellow flags. Epic not getting the best of the launch from P3, and he's down into P10, so the biggest loser has been him. Yash Gosalia, Shadow, Tanishq, all of them gaining positions in top 5. Virtual safety car is still out. Natsumi is keeping his distance to the race. I think safety car VSC is ending as people looks like they are going at full racing speed. Now they're slowed down again. So yellow flags are still out. Do we even know when VSC ends? When the comment? Oh yeah, there it's ended. So we are back in the green flag racing conditions. Quick Killer, who started from pole, managed to hold on to it, and so did Natsumi. The top 2 remains unchanged. Yes, Shadow, Tanishq gaining a position easy level, started P6, still in P6. Basil, meanwhile, has managed to get himself some time penalty. I think that should be 5 seconds for the collision. Further back down the field, there is no close action as of now, but we do see that there is the Alpha Tauri of Abdul Samad at the very back of the field with a 5.5 second gap, so he surely has some wing damage to his name. Field is very much evenly spread out in the top 4. as Natsume and Quick Killer seems to be making some gap to Yash Gosali in P3. Shadow closely following up behind him. Tanish almost a second behind Shadow Sword. Further back, the URL Basel is he is the closest of all the drivers in the grid to the driver in the front, if that makes any sense. Natsume keeping a half a second gap to the driver in the front, and as OS easy level, I think he went on to the throttle a bit too early than he would have liked, and he's lost 4 positions as a result. So top 8, everyone has gained a position except obviously top 2 holding on to their own. Quick Killer managing to gain 2/10 on Natsume. As long as Quick Killer can do that, I think he should be pretty happy with that. But as we know, Natsume he's a season 5 champion, so he should know, or rather he will know what he needs to do to keep Quick Killer in check. Top 2 has managed to gain over a second on Yash Gosalia, so the longer and the gap is only increasing as we speak. Sid Venkatesh, our Division 2 driver, is doing really well to keep right on the tail of Chip Chima, who is no slouch in any way. Easy level, who was running very well in P6. After that, trigger happy moment is down in P10. Jishin started P10, and he's falling on easy level. Quick Killer in the fastest lap on lap 2 with a 139.1, and Sumi not letting him go away, but Yash Gosali is definitely doing the opposite of that. The gap has ballooned by over a second and a half, and the gap is increasing across the field as I can see, and people are making pair, if I can call that. Easy level is losing more and more time to Epic Brothers, and we can see he's struggling. So maybe the setup he's running is not suiting his wet weather style of driving, as Vishnu is closing on to him rather steadily. Further back up in the field, Quick Killer, who's looking for his first ever Division 1 win, who scored his first ever pole in RL with exactly the same time as Natsume, will be looking to keep Natsume at bay under wet weather. Obviously it's relatively easier to manage your ERS and harvest it and use it, obviously deploy it whenever you need it for a longer period of time. But Natsume, as you can see, he's taking it easy. Not as Yash Gosali gets a 3-second time penalty. So they put that to Shadow in a net P3 at the moment. But it's only lap 3 and it's a long way to go, and already 4 drivers have a time penalty next to their name. Abdul Samad 41 seconds behind P14 of Abi, as Shark gets a time penalty. So a lot of drivers picking up penalties, and it's only lap 3. You can see Natsume is keeping Quick Killer honest, and he will not let Quick Killer rest one bit. And Natsume 138.8, and I'm sure Quick Killer will be thinking obviously how to get rid of him, or maybe he can do the alternate strategy of just keeping Natsume behind, trusting that he will not do anything silly to sabotage his race. At the moment we can see that Yash Gosalia, they're dropping Yash Gosalia in P3, both of them. So obviously they are showing a very good pace compared to the drivers at the back, but Natsume, as we can see, is clearly the quicker of the two in these conditions. So I think at this stage of the race, both of them need to really work together. And further back, Jishnu is not letting Easy Level go away, and Easy Level is unable to drop him in whatever you want to look at it. Jishnu, who made his reserve debut in Ireland last week, looks pretty good on the pace, who hasn't done much of online racing before joining IRL. Oh, is he going for the move now? Easy Level went a bit wide there. And you can see he's being patient himself. Easy Level is making a lot of mistakes. You can see Easy Level's McLaren as I speak it. I put a commentator's curse on the Mercedes driver, so that battle is done for now. Tanishq Bikaran right on tail of Shadow Sword. Shadow, who is 1.8 seconds behind Yash, but Yash has a time penalty as Quick Killer sets a purple lap time. So and follows Yash Gosalia does exactly the same seconds later. So track looks like it's definitely improving. Tanish goes a bit wide. Basil gets a 3-second time penalty. I think not his first. Let's have a look at it again. Basil has an 11-second time penalty. Okay, so 2 6 seconds definitely is in there. Not sure what that 5 seconds was for, but doesn't look good for the Mercedes driver in P6. Not Sumi, meanwhile, still on the diffuser of the Alpha Tauri driver. I think the only safe bet right now, and I think these conditions are improving, we could have a dry running in the race very soon. So if it doesn't, I think undercut it will be the only way. And the pace that Sumi is showing tonight, I think even the overcut will help him jump Quick Killer. But you never know. I mean, he can jump him without needing to stop in the pits. Let's see. No, I think Quick Killer got a better exit off that corner, so nothing's happening there. Can Basil do anything different? I think Tanish got a better exit himself. Jishnu, let's see if he can manage to get a better exit than Easy Level. Very much similar to the McLaren driver in the front, so no overtakes being done for a long time, and I think drivers are playing the patience game here. Will Quick Killer set a purple lap? No, he doesn't. And Sumi matching his personal best, going slower by 900th of a second. So that's how close he has been to his best lap. And I think Sumi is nothing, but I feel that he is, should be pretty sure that Sumi is being held back by the AlphaTauri of Quick Killer. He wants to go for the move, but he cannot. Hello to all the viewers. Welcome to the Indian. Oh, that was a big corner cut from Basil. Welcome to IRL penultimate round of season 7. Where we could have had the championship decided. We have won actually. The Mercedes have won the constructor titles this season. So congratulations to the Mercedes drivers. And we could have seen the drivers as well, but the guy was unable to join. So the title fight will go to the final race. Conditions apply. That's all I can say. Sumi is still 3 tenths behind Quick Killer. Nothing's happening there. Can Basil do something? Tanish B. Kiran, or TBK as we know him. Is he going to for attack? Yeah, both are using their ERS, so I don't think any move is going to happen. But Tanish, we know he will not concede. Sumi gets a 3-second time penalty, and Quick Killer will be jumping in his seat if he can. Seeing that 3-second next to Sumi's name. So now what Quick Killer needs to do is obviously keep him behind, but I think, and you can see now, he immediately sets a purple lap. Yeah, so coming back to Tanish, we know that he's not an easy customer to pass. He will defend for his life if he has to, and Epic Brother gets another 3-second time penalty. So was that another or the first one? That's actually the first one. So Epic Brother, who started off in P3, is down in P14. He has made his pit stop already, and a race that could have started on a very positive note doesn't look like that's the case happening. So both Mercedes drivers, we can see one is stuck behind a Ferrari in P6, other Mercedes is stuck behind a Red Bull in P10. So yes, Mercedes really needs to think out of the box and do something about the RB and the Ferrari, and get, because clearly by the looks of it we can see, oh no, wait, Jishnu was behind the McLaren, and oh yeah, he's made a hash of it. Okay, my bad. Mayank has overtaken the Mercedes driver, so Mercedes is not stuck rather. Basil gets another 3 seconds, so that's 14 seconds for Basil. Let's just check. Yep, it's 14 seconds. So Basil is gonna drop a lot of positions if he continues like this. Yash Gosali gets another 3 seconds, so that's helping Yash Shadow Sword even more. Sumi has a 3-second time penalty, but Shadow is well over 3 seconds behind Sumer. You can see the time that the top two have gained over the rest of the field. Gap is over 5 seconds. So Sumer has that top two positions sealed in for now. but Quick Killer is not dropping Sumer at all. Clearly Sumer has more pace than Quick Killer, but I mean, so far Quick Killer has managed to keep it accident free, penalty free, and I think that's what matters in the end. He is going defensive, so, and using his ERS, but I don't think the fade is long enough for Sumer to do anything about it. So this is an interesting race. We'll stay on board with these guys for some time. Let's see what Sumer does to do. Oh, at the back there is... Okay, so... Oh, the Mercedes and Ferrari are coming together. They're side by side. Okay, who are these guys? So Tanishq and Basil fighting, almost... They touched, obviously, and... Yeah, nothing happening in this corner until Basil feels like Lewis Hamilton gets a better exit. He's going side by side with the Ferrari driver. Ferrari driver will not budge, as we know him for the reputation he has, and look at it, he just sends it. Basil doing the smart thing of backing away and lives to fight another lap. As Tanishq managed to hold on to P5 further up the field, Shadow soared, unable to find a way through here. So obviously overtaking is a challenge, is what every driver is finding out to be tonight. And oh, that was a lot of curb taken there, and going wide and losing precious time on the exit of the final turn. And you can see the gap that he's built up. Tanishq in the front. Sumi still 4 tenths behind. He is struggling to close the gap enough to, you know, have a better launch of the exit and possibly just throw him offline. Abdul Samad get a 3-second time penalty once again. Who's running down in P15? Basil gets another 3-second time penalty. So Basil is collecting penalties left, right and center. I believe he's, what, 18, 19 seconds by now? 17 seconds. Okay, so Basil 17 seconds. So I think 2 penalties more and he should be disqualified, if I'm not wrong. Or is it at 26, 25? I don't know. I mean, but yeah, he is definitely inching towards the disqualification realm of the session. You can see the battle for P4, or rather P3, between Yash, Shadow, Tanishq and the Mercedes of Basil. 4-car battle, but when it comes to the net position, Shadow is trumping them all. Penalty-free drive so far. He is definitely in the net P3. All of these guys are losing time to the top 2. And I think Sumer will not complain. We can see Sumer's gap is coming down to 2 tenths, 3 tenths, but yeah, I think he's unable, he's finding it difficult to close down that gap. Meanwhile, Jishnu now is unable to make a move on Mayank. He was behind Easy Levels McLaren a few laps ago, where he somehow lost the position to Mayank as well, and now he's basically stuck behind. And yeah, without the DRS help, he's unable to go through. Conditions still looks that it will stay on the Inters for a foreseeable future. Not Sumer is still trying hard to get away. I think with the time penalty that Sumer has, I think he is definitely a bit more aggressive on the Quick Killer. He needs to get that 3-second gap up. I think Sumer should be pitting. We have yellows in sector 1. That was the half of Shark, but I think it's green. Yeah, he just lost the back end there. No harm done. So I think Sumi, he will be looking to pit at around lap 12, lap 13. I really don't think Inters are going to go all the way without a stoppage. And yeah, I think he really has to try something different. But the challenge that comes with it is that he will be Sumi. Let's just check. If he pits right now, he will come out in P11. The challenge then, of course, will be if he can make his way through the field amongst all the drivers who are so far slower than the top 2. So interesting situation or predicament is the Williams driver is in right now, as Sumer at the purple lap, 138.2. Let's just look at the fastest laps. Yeah, the gap between the top two, 200th of a second. Oh, this is too close for the Alpha Tauri driver. No, Williams driver thinks otherwise. But he is there. He's poking his nose, trying to throw him offline. But I think he managed to get it. No, okay, Sumi is definitely closer to do something about it. Sumi. Okay, he's left the door open. He's trying to close the gap down. Oh, I got a terrible camera angle. Where are the guys? And down the inside, he sends, leaving each other space. But Quick Killer will have the inner line for the next corner, and I think Quick Killer has done enough to hold on to P1. No, Sumi gets trigger happy and he's lost the back end, but he hasn't lost it completely. But the pressure of keeping the car on the track, or rather alongside the Alpha Tauri, has cost him almost 3 seconds. But on the flip side, I think we should be able to see the real pace of Sumer and him closing down that gap too. Let's just close all of this up. We don't want this. Sumi closes, so 2.5 seconds is the gap. Let's see after one lap at the exit of Maggot's Beckett what the gap is. It's already down by 3/10, so you can see Sumer is really pushing. The gap should come down at the exit of the final chicane. I mean, the gap is still coming down, but we should see how much that drops once the lap starts. 2.6 seconds was the gap at the start of the final sector. It's already down by 6/10, make that 7/10. So Yash Gosali at 38.0, but we could see a blistering lap from Sumer here. That was very well. Yellows in sector 1 is a Ferrari who's crashed, and that's Tanish B. Kiran. Will that cause a safety car? It is a safety car, and that's excellent news for all the drivers. But will the drivers risk it for a fresh set of windows? I think they should. I really think this is a perfect opportunity for everyone to. Oh, Jeff Steamer got a drive through, so that's his race. Going downhill from here, Chip Shiva, who's he's in with the shot to win the title. He is 36 points behind the leader at the start of this race, and he needed to do something about it to close on the gap. But with the way that he is right now, he is in P6. I don't think that would have done enough to swing it in his favor. And with the drive-through penalty, which he has to serve after the safety car comes in, I don't think it's going to do much. Tanish B. Kiran, who has DNF'd, has left the session, and I think it will just bunch up all the guys. I think guys like Abdul Samad, Abhi, Epic, and Shark will be very happy with this. I don't think none of them have been lapped yet, but yeah, it's definitely time to... Wait, what? Both of them have not pitted. That's very, very strange. Neither is Yash. Why have the top three not pitted? I am so confused right now. Shadow and Basil have pitted, which I think is the right choice. Chips has pitted. Ferrari is going in the pits. Okay, this is interesting. I did not expect anyone to stay out, and as I speak, easy level going for attack positions, which I think for his case it's understandable. Mayank had decided to stay out as well, and I think that's at the top 10. I think this is where the positions will be affected. Where will Mayank come out? I think he should be P5. He'll jump everyone obviously who's in the pits. He's P4. Where is Shadow? Oh, Shadow's coming out of the pits now. Oh, just about. But who was in front? That was too close. I really don't know who was in the front at the... I think Shadow is keeping his position, so that it was Shadow who was managed to get there. I think good for Shadow. He has one less car to overtake. But easy level. Shadow in fact is the leader of the pack who made the pit stops. Let's just confirm that here. Top 4 did not pit. Quick Killer, Sumer, Yash thought that it's best to keep the track positions under these conditions. But Shad is going to be so much quicker. That is, if he's able to find the pace and the overtaking opportunities here. Interesting. Everyone has pitted except the top four and Mayank. Sid Venkatesh, Vishnu, Shark, Epic, they're all catching up. Right, we are back. Safety car is in this lap, and that was interesting to see Abdul Samad in P2 on the track, right behind his teammate. But I think he did well to just go off the track and let all the leaders go. Yeah, safety car is in this lap, of course, and drivers are really warming up their tires. It should be interesting to see where Quick Killer goes. My bet is he will go at the exit of the chicane. I think that's the only place where it's, oh, I've been proved wrong. Quick Killer is already off. Will he be able to stop his car in time? The tires will be cold. Sumi did a better job of that, meeting the apex perfectly, and nothing happening at the back. And both of the drivers are racing now under green flag conditions. Easy Level has been caught napping. He's already lost over 2 seconds to the top 3, or rather in Yash Gosalia. Mayank goes a bit wide. It's yellow in sector 1 already. Abdul Samad, I don't know if he's crashed or not, but Basil has made his move on Mayank going into turn 2. Mayank going a bit wide there. The rest of the field looks good. Chip Shima still has to serve his time penalty. No, Sumi is very close to the leader in Quick Killer. Is he going back? Will he go for the switchback line? I don't think he's close enough, and Quick Killer doing really well holding on to his lead, but his teammate is right behind him. Yash Gosalia, don't forget, he is a full-time driver, not Sumi is not. And yeah, it will be interesting to see if not Sumi, if he fails to overtake Quick Killer, will he concede that position to his teammate for the night to take that P2 officially in the standing. But so far it looks nothing of that sort is happening. Further back, Basil is showing his pace once again. He has dropped Mayank by over a second and a half, and now he's trying to hunt. Easy Level had to take that exit road to avoid spinning his car, but in doing so he's managed to lose the time and the opportunity to make some move on the drivers in front. Elsewhere there's no close battle except here. The Haas going on the attack to Chips. When will Chips serve his drive through? Will it be this lap? Yeah, he is going in, so that's race as good as over. Quick Killer setting the purple lap, the 137.7 rain. By the looks of it, doesn't look like it will go away anytime soon, or for the entirety of this track, of this race rather. Shadow Sword, the leader of the guys who made their pit stop, is in P4, and he seems to be losing time. So making that pit stop didn't seem to have any effect whatsoever. Yash Gosalia gets another time penalty. He's 9 seconds of time penalty that Yash Gosalia has. So that's definitely a confirmed podium for Shadow Sword as of now. Let's just get that off the screen. Sumi meanwhile is still very much in the hunt for the lead, at least on the track, from Quick Killer. Yash Gosalia, now we can see he's dropping back to me. Well, oh, you can see here Basil has made his move, but he'll have the inside line. Will he be brave? No, he is not, and he has to concede that position to Basil. Basil with his, I think he has 12 seconds penalty. I mean, he won't be able to gain a lot of positions in the final standings, but as long as he can finish high up on the track, I think that will do him a lot of confidence. For the back, Sid Venkatesh, right on the tail of his old Division 2 colleague in Mayank, who won the championship last season, let's not forget, by a single point from Yash Gosalia, who's managed to lose a position somehow, going side by side with Shadow Sword. Breaks really late and holds it on the outside, not showing, setting the purple lap, and in doing so Shadow is now under attack from URL Basil. Basil, will he look to go on the inside? No, he doesn't. He decides to stay behind him and look for another opportunity. For Yash's sake, he would want the Alpine and the Mercedes to fight as much as possible. Okay, there's yellows in sector 1. Who was that? I don't see anyone who's dropping, but anyways, yeah, so let's get back to any other close battles that we may have. Doesn't look like it. Abdul Samad is still struggling, and I think he is a lap down. Sumer closing down on Quick Killer, but the moment he's close enough, the straight run, but he got a better launch. This could be the moment for the Williams driver to go for the lead. He really pulls out and goes for a late, slow entry and fast exit. And what a brilliant move from the Williams driver, who takes the lead for the first time in this race. Quickly now, all he needs to do is just stay within the touching distance of Sumer. He has 3 seconds to play with, and with 8 laps to go, a little over 7 laps to go, I think he just needs to stay calm and not let it slip. This will be his first race win in IRL, let's not forget. If he manages to stay within 3 seconds, you can see this the traction Sumer manages to get already 6 tenths up it alone, and we should be able to see the real pace of Sumer tonight. Keep an eye out, the gap is surely increasing between Sumer and Quickler. 2.3 seconds is what Sumer needs to play with, and yes, Sumer and Quickler now, I think both will be pushing a lot. You can see the gap is almost a second, so Quickler is definitely coming under pressure and using a bit more throttle than he needs to do. Almost over a second now, so that's how much Sumer has pushed, or that's how much he was holding back while he was stuck behind him. Meanwhile, there's position swap, or rather, who's in the front? Yash Gosalia going a bit wide. Is he losing his car? He managed to hold on to it, but now he's under attack from the Ferrari. He should be safe. He is safe. So Williams driver is going bad to worse for him. He was P3 at the start of the safety car. At the further back, Jishnu stays in P8. So both the Mercedes drivers making already easy levels, visibly and clearly struggling tonight under these conditions. And yeah, both of them are using their ERS, and Quickler has lost 1.2 seconds to the race leader in North. Sumi is trying to send it down the inside, no contact. That's brilliant racing, and yeah, easy level gets a better launch of that. Oh, what was, wow, what is that? Stay safe. He might end up losing 2 positions as a result. Hold it properly, and both of them have lost the back end. That was a bit too ambitious, I would say, between the Mercedes and yeah, I think there's no damage on the McLaren, but definitely the Mercedes has come out worse of the two, as there's a safety car once again. So not all is lost for Jishnu. It's definitely not a happy news for Sumer, who's 2 seconds in front. Remember, he has a 3-second time penalty, and he needed to pull up that gap, which he was doing it rather easily. But with 6 laps to go, and Shark gets a drive through with 6 laps to go, and 2 laps definitely being behind the safety car, it should be some task for Sumer to pull up 3 seconds in those laps. But the pace that he has shown so far in lap and a half, I think it should be. Where is he going? Now he's losing more position because off track. That rejoin was a bit risky. Abdul Samad, who's down in P14, still a lap down, and okay, I think the game allowed him to overtake Abhi. Yeah, but that was some lunge down the inside. Sumer, will he make his pit stop? I don't think it's the time to make any further pit stops. I think Shadow, with his freshest tires of the top 3, it should be easy for him to, yeah, look at that, 13 laps, fresher tire. So it should be comfortable for him and Basil to really just alter the race result. Shadow's sword, I don't think he's had a race win in IRL, and neither does Quickler. So yeah, both Quickler and Shadow are winless so far, and that could definitely change tonight for both of them. You know, both of course have multiple podiums to their name here, but how much podium Shadow has? Let me just quickly check. So both Shadow and Quickler have 2 each, so both could have 3 podiums to their names after tonight, as Mayank and Shark have pitted, and so has Jishnu. Obviously he had no front wing. But this should be interesting to see in the final 3-4 laps of the race that we have. British Grand Prix under rain, it's pretty typical, but obviously very good to see. I should be back once the safety car restart happens, so let's just hang on till then. Okay, with the pack bunched up, I think we should have the safety car in this lap message anytime soon. 3.5 laps, yep, it's there. With 3.5 laps to go, Sumer has a 3-second time penalty. Quick Color, Shadow both looking for their first win in IRL. Shadow with the freshest tire of the top 3, as you can see on the graphics. So a lot is riding. We could have anyone as a winner. Basil, I don't think he has a lot of penalties. So Basil looks a bit difficult or a stretch. Sumi on 21 laps with 3 seconds, but he has the pace he has shown in the last couple of laps before the safety car came out, and we are off. Safety car is in, and so is Sumi. Gone full throttle. Now we'll have to see if he can manage to pull up a gap of over 3 seconds. Let's just get rid of everything. Get the interval out. Get rid of that graphic. It's really important for Quick Killer to not pressurize himself with the pressure of Sumi pulling away. I think in the wet it's all about being patient here. Of course, you can see the gap is already almost a second. We have yellows in sector 1 for some reason, but we don't have to look there for now, as the battle to see who wins this race. Sumer on his comeback race as a reserve in IRL Season 5 champion. Can he win with that 3-second time penalty next to his name? Can he pull up a 3? He goes a bit wide, but he will cut back and have a better launch of this corner. Gets a tank slapper on the exit, but that has held Quick Killer, and yes, he is not letting him through. Hello Jane, welcome to the stream. with the final few laps. Yes, this is not the first time we are seeing that, but the drivers definitely. And with Quick Killer in the top two, yes, you have seen this before. So deja vu from last week. Yes, Quick Killer, can he get his debut win on 23 laps old Inter's Shadow with 9 lap old Inter's right behind him. Sumi has a 3-second time penalty, 2.5 seconds to gain in 2.5 laps, or rather just under 2.5 laps to go. This is anyone's race. Shadow seems to be losing some time to Quick Killer. For the back, Epic Brothers going for the move on Yash Gosalia, Sid Venkatesh. Is a spectator, they tapped just a bit, but Epic Brothers managed to hold on to his car. For the back, Mayank is very close to chips to his Red Bull teammate Easy Level, who struggled the entirety of this race, is in P8. Chips Chima in P9. If he finishes where he is, this could be well and truly over. In terms of mathematical equations of the championship battle that he is in, he makes that move stick. Easy Level is visually, he's struggling in this race. You can see he's under attack from Mayank, and Mayank has taken on the outside. Natsumi has managed to improve on that gap. 1.2 seconds, 3 seconds is what Sumer is looking at. 1.8 seconds to go with just 2 laps to go. This yellow is in sector 2. Doesn't look like any big accident there. Epic Brother Chips Chima, they are swapping positions. I think they must have tabbed a small spin probably. But nevertheless, no damage done. But you can see the gap is in the Shadow is definitely not taking full advantage of his fresh mediums. Let's just have a quick look at the tire life. You can see Shadow and Basil both 10 lap old compared to 23 lap on the front two. So Indus looks very reliable tonight in these conditions. You can see the rain has lightened slightly, but it won't go away in these final 2 laps of this race. 1.6 seconds for Sumi to play with, 1.7 seconds here as UL Basil has taken the position away from Sid Venkatesh. So 1.5 seconds for Sumi to gain in the 2 laps that's remaining. Shadow Sword is getting dropped, so that's, I think, P1 going away from him, unless of course Quick Killer manages to get a penalty. But so far it looks like Quick Killer will walk away with his debut win tonight in IRL. But not Sumi, you can see he's visually improving that gap. Shark has managed to not finish his race, but he will be classified as a race winner. Abdul Samad in P13, can he finish in the points? I don't know what the penalty situation is, but he's a lap down, so he will finish P13 after all. 1.7, the gap is increasing. Quick Killer will be feeling that pressure under that Lewis Hamiltonish shade of helmet color. Yeah, and you can see Basil is right on the Shadow's tail. For Shadow's sake, I think victory seems a bit difficult at this stage. Basil is definitely quicker than him, and just let him through. Basil, I think he has 12 seconds of time penalty, and there's no way Basil can pull that amount of time in a lap to go. With a lap to go, 2.1 seconds is the gap. Between Sumi and Quick Killer, just over 8 tenths is Quick Killer what he needs to manage from. Let's just stay on board here. Mayank has retired from the session at the exit of Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. So that's his reign done and dusted. Abdul Samad will finish the race in the points after all. Not Sumi really pushing, sets the fastest lap on 24 laps old. Enters on the final lap, or penultimate lap rather, of this race. 6 tenths is the gap. Quick Killer needs to play this ERS situation. It's not looking very good. What about the race leader? Plenty of ERS to play with, so Quick Killer is definitely using a lot of his battery to stay within touching distance, but 5 tenths is what Quick Killer needs to manage. 5 tenths with 2 sectors to go. Stands between the debut win of Quick Killer and the comeback race for Nordsome. Who is going to win this race? We still do not know. Shadow Sword has managed to close some time gap, and he's dropped Basil by 1.5 seconds. 8 tenths. So the gap is coming down now with just one more sector to go. Mag is beckett to be very important for Sumi as well as Quick Killer. Both need to nail this and hope for the other to not do so to have any chance. But Sumi looks like he's got a better exit of that. 2.5 seconds, 2.5, staying at 2.5. Sumi's not using his ERS for some reason. What is he? He's saving plenty of it. Quick Killer is out of it. Is he going to retire from the race? He's going to retire from the race after all. So Quick Killer, after all of that, Sumi could have had that win. But Quick Killer, after so many seasons, after DNFing in the previous race, gets the pole tonight and gets his first race win and finishes by wrecking his car. His first race win in IRL. Shadow finishing 7 tenths behind in P2, Basil in P3, but he will not stay there. Chips Chima out of all of that takes the final podium step. He had a drive to how did he finish on the podium? I do not know. I need to re-look at the stream. Chips Chima, that was surprise, and Jishnu finishing in P11 and still there's a wreckage on the final lap. But what a race win from Quick Killer. Manages to stay within the 3 seconds. Fair play to Sumer, of course, DNFing on the final, retiring rather, not DNFing, retiring on the final lap. And look at him with his dance moves. Quick Killer with his first race win in IRL, finally. Long time coming, and shows why he deserves to be in Division 1. I hope you're listening, Quick Killer. So there you have it. I quickly run through the order. It's Quick Killer in P1, Shadow in P2, Chips Chima out of nowhere in P3. That was surprising. Sid Venkatesh, P4, Easy Level. Out of all that struggle, he manages P5, penalty free race from him. Epic Brother in P6, Basil crossing the line on P3, dropping down to P7. Abhi P8, Yash, Jishnu, Sumer retiring in the final lap. Abdul Samad, lap down after all of that carnage, he still manages to finish in the points. Mayank retiring after completing, or rather DNFing after completing 90% of the race, will classify as the final race finisher. DNS were Tanish, A, and Shark. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, who got disqualified. What a race this was. Who had the fastest lap? Sumer had the fastest lap, but what a race! What a race! Let's hope we can get these guys. Oh, I cannot. Okay, let me try to get these guys, Quick, Shadow, and Chips, in the party. Right, so invites have been sent, and I see our race winner and Shadow both have joined here. Hello, boy, and oh, Shadow's already on the golf. Man, how chill was that race?
Oh, pretty chill indeed.
You sound pretty chill. Yes, I mean, it could have been anyone's race. I mean, since we started talking, I'll just continue with you. You had the freshest tires of the front runners, and yet I see that you were struggling to keep up with those guys. What did it have anything to do with the setup, or you struggle generally under wet on this track?
No, I mean, I just struggled in the wet in general. But this was probably my best wet performance. I'm just surprised how well the tires were holding up, honestly. I really didn't expect that. But honestly, I'm sure Quick Killer did something illegal, so
I don't know what that means. I'm sure we'll hear about that from Quick Killer. But still, P2 is not a bad result after all. Obviously, it's not a race win, that elusive IRL race win, that's still elusive. But I know. I mean, it could have been anyone's race tonight, but it had to be just one, and it's Quick Killer who manages to take that. But I'm sure there will come a time when you will have that victory next to your name here. So, well done. I hope you enjoy your golf tonight.
Thank you, Caesar. Thank you. Best of luck, guys,
Yeah.
with the interview. See you all.
Yeah, man. See you. And Chips, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello. How are you? First of all, man. What was that race? You were nowhere. You were nowhere near the podium after that drive-through. And obviously, I missed because I was looking at the battle in the front. How did you manage that P3?
I was just lucky. There was a bit of chaos up front, and there were few people who were taking each other out. I think Epic had a spin. I think it was Mayank who crashed, but there was a fair bit of chaos. So, and the thing was, I had a drive through early on, which that was my own doing, and I didn't pit again when we had the second safety car. So I think that got me up to P10, and then I just clawed my way up to I think P5 on track. And then we had Sume retire, and I think Basil had eons of penalties, and yeah, I think that's just I got
It's
lucky.
all the reward of keeping it clean, I would say. I mean, you had. I believe you had no penalty next to your name.
Yeah, I had just one warning the entire race, and yeah, so
Yeah, so
I just
that
kept it clean
rewards.
and consistent.
Yes, you did, and congratulations on the podium. I mean, when you got the drive through, I was just expecting, okay, that's your title winning chances gone. I mean, mathematically, you are still in. You can still win Division 1 titles. So, I mean, yes, Harshrav is not here, Ethan is not here, but that's not your fault. And you were here, you scored what you needed to stay in the hunt. And yes, it looks really close now, to be honest. So, all the best for the finale.
Yes, thank you very much, and congratulations, Quick Killer. You very fast, man.
Hello, Quick Killer, Adnan. I'll call you Adnan.
Hello.
Long time coming, long time coming. How do you feel?
Oh my god, I am speechless, bhai. I am speechless. Pole converted to a win. मैं कभी सोचा ही नहीं था I would actually get a win in D1, man.
Lines. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's start with the qualifying. How did you manage to? I mean, first of all, you matched his not Sumer's time. I think it was a matter of like I don't know how micro thousand of a second, if that's even a word. And then from there to hold on to the lead for quite a long time. And tell me about let's just even I'm getting ahead. Let's talk about qualifying. Run us through it.
I was running a wet setup with low front wing. At my first lap, I was like, yeah, कि भाई अभी नहीं हो पाएगा. So the thing is, पहले lap में I invalidated my lap. So
right.
I did few like I increased the front down force and then tried to do more laps. Where I was like, yeah, I'll get P3, I'll get P4. I don't know where. I know. To that last chicane, last few corners, I was losing time there only. So I get that. तो फिर क्या फिर वो से perfect किया और pole ले लिया.
Pole ले लिया was as simple as that. Was perfect किया और pole ले लिया.
Even
Golden
that
words.
lap was like मेरे को लगा P2 P3 आएगा because मेरे को पता नहीं था कि सुमे रिटायर था पिट के अंदर या इनके लैप हुए कि नहीं हुए. I was like कि नहीं भाई देखना है कितना है then I'll let क्या बोलते हैं देखते हैं सुमे का किधर क्या है बात. Then I got pole. I was greedy. मतलब आप win करके दिखाना ही है.
I'm sure you had some motivations from last weekend's race.
Yes.
The
last weekend.
Right. I mean, it worked somehow, I guess, obviously. But okay, let's just
even
back
in your
to
DMs, I said, why I was this close on getting a win and podium, and then I lost.
It's okay. Better late than never is all I can say. But man, keeping the car in the lead for so long in the race, keeping a season 5 champion, no less, behind you
Ex-teammate as well.
Ex-teammate as well, exactly, yes. So that was a pretty good drive, getting the launch of the line, staying in the lead into turn one. But tell me, that overtake, by the way, I saw, and that was a very good overtake. And I saw Sumer was pulling away until obviously that safety car came out. Was there any part of you that thought, okay, fine, there goes my possible win once again?
Yeah, I saw that I was like, I have to keep him behind. If you can see, I was using my ERS on each and every lap, and moving out of the slipstream and everything. But I don't know how he got that. I was like, "Bhai, lag gaye bhai, gaya win gaya bhai." ऐसा था. But I was still like, he had a 3 second, and I had no penalties at all. I was driving perfectly as I can. So, but luckily he retired on क्या बोलते हैं, in pits because he was a reserve. So good.
Were you in the party chat with him?
No. I wasn't.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I saw that he wasn't using his ERS. He had over half a tank left of ERS, but
Nahi, because I think
okay.
so.
But okay, thanks.
Seeing your old teammate and maybe he hasn't got a win yet and staying behind. I don't know why.
Okay, I would just like to say thank you for proving me right that you deserve to be in D1. I would thank. This is where you belong.
Okay, this is the time. This is the time. I'm just gonna say, I am retiring from full time. I won't do because I was like कि भाई ये season last है देखते कुछ करके दिखाएंगे कर. Luckily I got a win. I was like, yeah, let's go. Perfect way to end a full time season.
The season is ending. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. So perfect way to full time season. I'm not gonna be a full time driver then.
Okay, I mean, what, in the coming season, or you're thinking about this one?
In the coming season.
I'm
season
confused.
8.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all right, that's some news, and that's some way to go. Okay, all right, I mean, let's take this over to the Discord, but man, congratulations once again. Pole and converting that into a win, that's just amazing. So congratulations to you. You have that victory next to your name, and you won the race before Shadow Sword. So well done.
Sword.
Congratulations, man. GG. So this has been the penultimate round of IRL in Britain. Next week, I mean, the new game has launched, but the championship is still not done here, and Chips Chima's podium has made it even more close than what we would have expected. So let's see how this pans out. And it's been Caesar bringing you the action from the British Grand Prix. We had our debut race winner, a new race winner in IRL in Quick Killer. And until next week, it's good night.